Did you know Ghostbusters was almost a serious horror movie? Or that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was a last-minute idea scribbled on a napkin? Made with rubber suits, real slime, and zero CGI, this movie was a comedy gamble that studios didn't believe in. But four weird scientists, a talking dog, and a giant marshmallow monster turned it into a cultural earthquake. It wasn't just funny. It was fearless, smart, and full of heart. Let's dive in and discover 20 weird and amazing facts about Ghostbusters. Number 1, it was almost a dark horror film. Dan Aykroyd originally wrote Ghostbusters as a serious supernatural thriller, set in the future with time travel and interdimensional wars. But director Ivan Reitman said, "Make it funny, make it now." They rewrote it in weeks, setting it in real-life New York, with broke scientists and bureaucratic jokes. The shift saved the movie. What looked like pure comedy was actually a rescue mission. Laughter over fear. Number 2. The proton packs were real and heavy. The proton packs weren't just props. They were built from real metal, wood, and electronics. Each weighed over 30 pounds. The actors had to wear them for hours, causing back pain and blisters. Bill Murray once joked, "I'd rather fight a ghost than carry this thing." But the weight made their movements feel real, tired, clumsy, human. What looked like sci-fi gear was actually industrial junk, heavy truth, on their backs. Number 3. Slimer was named after Bill Murray. The Green Ghost. Slimer wasn't in the original script. He was added after test screenings. Kids loved the messy, food-obsessed spirit. But his name came from Bill Murray, who called the puppet Slimer because it slimed him in the hotel hallway scene. The crew loved it, and the name stuck. What looked like a random ghost was actually an inside joke, slimed and immortalized. Number 4. The library ghost was too scary. The first ghost, the silent librarian in the New York Public Library, terrified test audiences, especially kids. Some cried, others refused to go to libraries for months. But the team kept her in. They said, "If the first ghost isn't scary, the rest won't matter." That balance of fear and fun became the movie's secret weapon. What looked like a jump scare was actually strategy. Start scary, end silly. Number 5. The firehouse was real and haunted. The Ghostbusters headquarters was a real decommissioned firehouse in New York City. Locals claimed it was haunted. Firefighters reported strange noises and cold spots. The crew didn't care. They loved the authenticity. Even the pole was real. Murray slid down it for real takes. What looked like a set was actually history, a home for heroes and ghosts. Number 6. The Ecto-1 was a junker. The iconic Ecto-1 ambulance was a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor hearse, bought for just $4,000 from a junkyard. It barely ran. During filming, it broke down constantly. Crew members pushed it between shots, but its retro look became legendary. What looked like a custom ride was actually a rescued relic. Beauty from the scrap heap. Number 7. The Who You Gonna Call song was almost rejected. Ray Parker Jr.'s theme song was almost cut. The studio thought it was too pop, too silly, but test audiences sang it in the parking lot. Kids chanted it at school. It became a #1 hit. The song turned the movie into a movement. What sounded like a jingle became an anthem. 3 words. That changed everything. Number 8. The Ghost Trap was a modified lamp. The Ghost Trap, the little box that sucks in spirits, was built from a real 1940s table lamp. The crew added lights, wires, and sound effects to make it hum and glow. When it opens, the red light was a tiny bulb from a toy store. What looked like high-tech gear was actually vintage junk. Magic from the attic. Number 9. Bill Murray never read the full script. Bill Murray famously didn't read the entire script. He showed up, trusted his friends, Aykroyd and Ramis, and improvised most of his lines. "Back off, man, I'm a scientist," made up on the spot. His spontaneity gave the movie its soul. What looked like polished comedy was actually chaos. Genius with no plan. Number 10. The Marshmallow Man was a napkin sketch. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man wasn't planned. Dan Aykroyd scribbled the idea on a restaurant napkin saying, "What if the destructor form was something innocent, like a marshmallow?" The team laughed, then built a 110-foot-tall model. What looked like madness was actually childlike imagination. Sweetness turned terrifying. Number 11. The suits were so hot, actors fainted. The Ghostbusters jumpsuits weren't just heavy, they were made of thick cotton that trapped heat. Under studio lights, temperatures inside reached 120 degrees. During the climactic rooftop scene, Harold Ramis passed out from heat exhaustion. Crew members carried him to shade and revived him with water. He returned to shoot the next take. The sweat you see on their faces? Totally real. What looked like summer in New York was actually a sauna in LA. Comedy with a fever. Number 12. The dog, Slimer, was real and untrained. The ghost Slimer was a puppet. But the dog in the hotel scene? A real untrained stray they found on the street. They named him Oscar and paid his owner $50 for the day. Oscar didn't follow commands. He just barked, ran, and peed on set, which they kept in the film. His chaos added realism. What looked like trained acting was actually pure dog energy. Nature. Stealing the scene. Number 13. The EPA Agent. Was based on a real bureaucrat. Walter Peck, the annoying EPA guy, wasn't just a joke. He was based on a real government inspector who shut down a friend's business over paperwork. Harold Ramis said, "We've all met a Walter Peck." Actor William Atherton played him with quiet smugness, making him more hated than any ghost. Kids sent him hate mail for years. What looked like a cartoon villain was actually a mirror. Bureaucracy as the real monster. Number 14. The Ghostbusters almost got sued by the government. After the movie, the real Environmental Protection Agency got angry. They said the film made them look foolish and reckless. Some officials demanded an apology, but the studio stood firm. They said, "It's satire." No lawsuit came, but EPA agents avoided wearing white suits for years. What looked like harmless fun had real-world ripples. Fiction that annoyed the powerful. Number 15. The Cross the Stream scene was a physics lesson. When Egon says, "Don't cross the streams," he wasn't just being dramatic, he was referencing real particle physics. The writers consulted scientists to make the tech sound plausible. Crossing proton streams would create a total protonic reversal, a fancy way of saying everyone turns into goo. The line became iconic because it felt smart. What sounded like sci-fi was actually science. With a wink. Number 16. The Marshmallow Man took 100 people to build Stay Puft. Wasn't just a model. He was a 25-foot-tall puppet with a foam head, cloth body, and mechanical arms. It took 100 crew members to operate him, 20 on wires, 30 on hydraulics, 50 on smoke and fire effects. When he walked down the street, real New Yorkers screamed and ran. The chaos was real. What looked like a movie moment was actually controlled pandemonium, a giant made of teamwork. Number 17. The Final Battle. Used no CGI, just miniatures and fire. The rooftop showdown with Gozer and Stay Puft used 0 computers. The New York skyline was a massive miniature set, built at a cost of $1 million. The explosions were real pyrotechnics. The lightning? Tesla coils. The team filmed at night for weeks, dodging rain and wind. When Stay Puft explodes, It's 50 gallons of white foam shot from cannons. What looked like digital magic was actually old-school movie craft: fire, foam, and faith. Number 18. The movie saved Columbia Pictures. In 1984, Columbia Pictures was nearly bankrupt. Ghostbusters was their last hope. When it opened, it became the highest-grossing comedy of all time, earning over $295 million worldwide. It saved the studio from collapse. Executives cried in the screening room. What looked like a summer comedy was actually a financial lifeline. Laughter? That paid the bills. Number 19. Kids formed Real Ghostbusters. Clubs after the movie, children across America formed Real Ghostbusters clubs. They built proton packs from cardboard, trapped ghosts, friends in sheets, and patrolled neighborhoods. Schools banned Ghostbusters toys for being too disruptive. The movie didn't just entertain, it inspired play, creativity, and teamwork. What looked like fiction became real-world fun. A generation armed with imagination. Number 20. It changed how comedies were made forever. Before Ghostbusters, comedies were small: sitcoms, slapstick, romances. After it, studios realized comedies could be big, smart, visual, and packed with heart. It paved the way for Men in Black, Big Hero 6, even Stranger Things. It proved you could mix science, scares, and silliness, and win. What looked like a goofy ghost hunt was actually a revolution. 4 nerds who changed Hollywood. Bonus fact: The Lost Ghost Mayor. Ending. An alternate ending was filmed where the mayor of New York turns into a ghost and attacks the team. But test audiences found it too dark, so they replaced it with the lighter Stay Puft finale. The Ghost Mayor footage was locked away until 2019, when a work print surfaced online. In it, the mayor hisses, "You ruined my city?" Chilling. That deleted scene lives only in fan archives now, a darker path the movie almost took. One small choice changed movie history. Ghostbusters isn't just about catching ghosts. It's about friendship, believing in the unbelievable, and standing up, even when you're scared, broke, and covered in slime. Made with rubber, foam, and pure joy, it reminds us that sometimes the weirdest ideas save the world. If you enjoyed these stories, subscribe for more. Every movie hides a truth, and we'll keep uncovering them, one story at a time.